Oh, they are doing it again! They're actually doing it again! First Christmas, now railway! I wanted to create a railway week! Railway free! I mean, let's be serious. In the last part, you guys warned me about this. That I might not even be able to access this thing because I didn't complete chapter 5. I didn't even start chapter 5 yet. And now this. Oh, this is just infuriating. This is just infuriating. The worst part about this is, at the very least with the Christmas event, sure, I wasn't really able to get into the actual event itself, but at the very least I was able to work for it. I mean, we could have cleared mini-maps, like here, the normal maps, or a mirror dungeon in order to get the presents for the event itself. So we could at the very least get the rewards. But here, unless we clear chapter 5, I can't even access this thing. This... let's try not to think about it, right? Yeah, this is just going to infuriate me. This is just going to infuriate me. Welcome back, everyone, for the next part of Limbus Company. It seems like we have a change of plan for today. Instead of railway, we're going to go back to Canto 5, and of course the minis. After all, in the previous part, before the railway part, we weren't really able to see all of those mini scenes, right? Totally. Now then, the first Walpurgisnacht. Let us see. Hopefully this one is going to be funny, because right now I could need something to lift my mood a little. Once I go to Discord, everyone is going to spam me with the railway. They're going to have all the fun, and I'm locked out. Oh. Another day, another prolonged and dear period of waiting and waiting. Yeah, I know, we all have to wait. And some more waiting for something to happen. Of course, our bus boat was still floating in the coastal Great Lake. Voices of discontent among the sinners started small, but they've been growing increasingly incensed as of late. Oh, holy crap! What now? All of a sudden, an ear-splitting siren echoes throughout the cabin. It's that alarm again, warning us of velocity in the Mephistopheles, but it was much louder, much more painful than the one we've heard before. And this time, it wasn't the only thing that assaulted our senses. Huh? We've never had flashing lights like these before, right? Oh, what is it this time? The hell did you feed the bloody rickety bus? Oh, this must be the signal that the long-awaited adventure is finally right. Is this what we've been waiting for the whole time? No. Virtuous frowned as though he sensed that something was off. He turned to Faust. It was one of those rare occasions when I could sense the slightest hint of confusion from him. Wee-woo! Wee-woo! Matthew's blaring, crying. Is Matthew sick? What is this, Miss Faust? I wasn't informed about sirens like these before. Do you know about that? First, a correction of falsehood is in order. The Mephistopheles is not bloody rickety, and eat is not a part of its behavior. It does make infrequent use of Encyphelia supply gear installed into the engine for fuel. That is of no negative consequences though. Even if it was, whatever issue that may arise can handily be repaired after a proper total disassembly. That was just a figure of speech. So what is it now? Sounds like the bus is about to explode. To label Mephistopheles as a bloody, rickety bus completely disregards the amount of pain and effort Faust dedicated to designing and... Wow, she's too fixated on that. Heathcliff, if you don't take it back, I don't think she's ever going to stop about it. Seriously? Yeah, Heath, take it back. The bus might actually blow up before she explains anything. I'll take back what I said earlier. I cannot comprehend what you are attempting to take back. Your rather abstract reference to this unknown concept that you supposedly mentioned earlier is hardly clarified. Anyways, allow me to list the specification of screws used in the domestic construction that makes the description so— Oh my, are you serious, Faust? First and foremost, fine, I take back what I said about the bus. It's not a bloody rickety, and it doesn't eat, okay? Are you happy? Fine, I'm sorry, alright? God. Okay, the cabin briefly echoes with his cries. And then, a brief silence. Wait, why is it silent now? Is that normal? I think I saw Faust flash the briefest grin of satisfaction. Of course! Of course! She won after all. Good. Is the clown show over? This juvenile, tedious exchange is testing my patience. Yeah, it's a bit different from the usual alarms. Don't think this one is for a new door. It's quite simple. The knight is here. The knight? What do you mean with that? Talk or I slice you nicely in cubes or maybe something like— I can't get the last part. It's sink. It has to be— oh god, wait. Oh no, she used sink before. But I don't remember, Ryoshu. Talk or I snap you in pieces, maybe? Huh. Walpurgisnacht is here, it seems. The knight is not here. That is very apparent, at least in this coastal area. The name does not refer of the time of day in which the sun moves beyond our line of sight. And it appears to me that by that designation, you're referring to a certain phenomenon. Yiseng seems to be doing a little better, now that the waves have died down somewhat. I am indeed. I'm certain that all of you are very familiar to the fact that extracting identities and ego from Mirror World is one of the many functions of the Mephistopheles engine. But its reaches is rather limited, even as it has expanded over our journey. We have yet to reach mirror worlds that are too far from our own. Is this the Golden Barrow's doing? I noticed that it was fishing up more and more new things the longer our journey went. Broadly speaking, yes, you could say that. Dante and our collective experience gradually expands our range of extraction. Normally, extraction requires a certain resource, but there were times when the identity card appeared out of nowhere. Do you recall them, Dante? Yeah, some of them just randomly popped out of the engine. With the dailies, right? The dailies, like Mola offers. Wait, slow down. The hell's an identity card? Oh, you still don't know? I'm jealous of you, Heathcliff. You have a talent of ignoring anything you don't care about. Are you looking to get your head smashed in or what? Right. Knock it off, you guys. Guidebots giving us the evil eye again. They are, you know, the thing the manager bot pulls out of the engine from time to time. The thing that we're using in order to change our clothes and stuff. Those little rectangle objects with our alternative worlds. Wait, was it mirror worlds? Anyways, it's those things with depiction of our other selves on them. Yes, the thing that looks like Mahjong tiles. I thought they looked a bit like woofers. I believe their domination comes from their appearance as card that contains identity. Thus, it naturally flows that they are named identity cards. So we're using those rectangular toys to transform into our alternative selves. I never used them before. Oh, don't lie, Heathcliff, you've been using them a lot. That's because I'm the one using them. On the device issued to Dante are indentions from which identity cards and ego can be inserted. They are reflected when we participate in battle. Oh, so that is what they were fidgeting with before every fight. I could tell from his flabbergasted expression that none of it had ever occurred to Heathcliff. On the other hand, Don bore a somewhat forlorn expression. What's wrong, Don? Well, Is this not about time when Ishmael would intrude upon this conversation and announce Heathcliff with biting words such as, you still don't know? That's just like you, and this emptiness weighs heavily upon my heart. Oh, now that you speak about it, you're right. Something was missing from this whole conversation, I knew it. Right, ref bastards. Enough. We are not getting the information that we need. Miss Faust, please explain the present situation. What are the green lights? Understood. If we take into account the case of identity cards done to receipts without spending any lunacy, we can draw a conclusion that the Mephisto's extract has an element of unpredictability tied to its uncertainty. The hell is she blabbering about now? Yet, this item is of your design. To say that it has an element of unpredictability would indicate that... Correct. Encophilia fuels the engine. Yes. However, the extraction and reconstruction utilizes chaos. Well, in easier terms, you could say that it uses the concept of possibility itself as a fuel. Our extraction range grows when we are able to clearly observe specific possibilities in the infinite branches in the mirror world. During this period, however, the border between the mirror realities are entirely shattered. Using the present as our anchoring point, it could be said that our current extraction range is approximately 3 years to the past or the future. During Walpurgisnacht, however, that range grows for about 10 years or even more. Oh, in that case, those mean us to say that the identities of prominent fixers from times past may raise us as well? Really? Maybe that means we could get the Black Silence and the Red Mist as well at some point. Of course not now, that's probably one of the stuff that we're going to get very late because it's just so busted. But still... It is a possibility, right? It is clearly a possibility. Theoretically speaking, yes, but each Walpurgisnacht has its own particularities. It would not let us reach into all potential possibilities. Then does that mean that we may also be availed our alternative self as the legendary fixers? The Arch-Magnificent? The one? The only? Red Bestie Yes! We might, but not now, Don. It's too early, but give it a couple more years. We might get there. You might become her herself. Who knows? I'm getting more Ryosha vibe for her, though, but if you're lucky, you could become her, Don. Wouldn't that be great? This is extremely unlikely, but I will not completely dismiss the possibility. Yeah! If the day comes, I really hope it's going to be done. I would find that so hilarious because the characteristics, they don't match up at all. Gebura is really serious, but I would love it so much to see it done in the Red Mist gear, just because she's so hyped about it. Or if she at least tries to steal the idea from Ryosha or something. I could imagine that as well. The extended range, I suppose, could be defined by worlds affected by entities that were indispensable to the formation of this current state of the world. An example of that would be the Lobotomy Corporation headquarters prior to White Night and Dark Day incident. In some way, your words sometimes find a roundabout way to the truth, Don. Oh, why are you glaring now? I didn't know who this Red Mist was, nor did I know what White Night or Dark Days was. But I could hazard a guess that they both must be pretty significant, considering that Virtual's face grew visibly tense as soon as they were mentioned. The sinners were unsettled too. So we can conclude that the siren is no cause of any immediate concern then, right? No, it isn't. Consider it as a festival that arrives once in a while, for now at least. Festival? Festive times! Sharon is festive too! I don't know if I got all of that, but this isn't what we were waiting for, is it? No, we will continue to wait. What are we waiting for? The sinner sighed and groaned with disappointment as the newfound anticipation sizzles. Well, something did happen though, but it wasn't something that would get us moving. I can see what a disappointment this might be to them. So, how do we stop the green light from flashing? It will turn itself off when Dante extracts something from the engine, so do not worry. Right, back to business all. Dante, go extract something and turn the alarm off. Of course, sir. Do that as quickly as I can. We HD. We'll just be running more dungeons for the back door with whatever new things they pull anyways, right? Still, this Legioness is a very rare opportunity, isn't it? Blessed be the patient one, or so it is said. Every sinner says their piece before returning to their seats. Some of them walked out of the cabin to gaze at the lake. It's something they must be ground a tad tired of doing at this point. Maybe they're just going out for a long sigh. And Outis walked up to me. Are you not worried, executive manager? Huh? About what? About what the mad scientist said. For now. There has to be more to that statement. Should I investigate this matter further? Might be a good idea, Outis. Outis was right. The Faust did tell us to consider this nothing more than a festivity that arrives once in a while. She definitely knew more than she was letting on, once again. But if Faust speaks of something in her characteristical cryptic manner, it means that she will never tell us until she wants to. Or until it becomes necessary. Well, it does bother me a little, but right now, well, we don't really have a lot of options. Let's put a pin in that for now. Outis nodded affirmatively, bowed, and returned to her seat. Well, let's get extracting like Faust said. Otherwise, Virtuous might become angry, because he's probably bothered by the green light. That's the first time that Virtuous told us to do an extraction like that. Usually he doesn't really care about that at all, right? Anyways, the evil defining? Okay. Is that a kind of patchwork? Seems like it. Either way, time to set sails. 5-1. We sail on, the instant with the green light finally behind us. Faust approached the helm as though she has noticed something. Did you notice something? Are we finally moving on? Because it seems like the sinners were waiting for a couple of days now with nothing to do. And I think at this point of time, no matter what happens, they would be delighted to, right? It hasn't been so long since the bus boat, was hounded by sirens and the flashing green lights. The sinners were sitting uncomfortably, trying to get some shut-eyes in the ship cabin, formerly known as the bus cabin. The thought of returning to their rooms didn't even seem to occur to them. After gazing out of the window for a while, Faust came to her feet and approached the helm, formerly known as the wheel. Miss Faust? Yes, we have received a signal. Wait, signal? Faust? The long-awaited signal has arrived then. Oh, then shall our adventure in the Great Lake finally commence? Wait, what signal? I don't hear or see anything. Not even an alarm. A smoke signal outside our visual range has been picked up by the Mephistopheles. Wait, a smoke signal? Oh, the beacon has been lit then. I guess that is what we've been sitting on our butts for, huh? Sailing as a go. Splish splash. Soon, we will be moving away from the coasted area and draw closer to what one could call the Great Lake approach. Activating automatic navigation system now. Wait, we have an automated navigation system? How? Does that mean to say that we have experienced so far was not the Great Lake? By strict definition, yes it was. We have been inside the Great Lake border for a while. Yet I make the distinction based on the information available to you, as our path has so far lacked any real threat. No real threat? Thou said after all that? Lo, ye saying there has hit Hollard been burying his face into the very bucket. I shall have thee know that this is quite dangerous, right? Mind me not, please. Oh. I have thought the bucket's purpose was to remove water from the ship in case of a flooding, yet all it had heretofore removed were contents of your saint's stomach. And that Walpurgisnacht, that incident is still quite fresh in my mind. Walpurgisnacht. And not many of those threats could be attributed to the danger of the Great Lake. False course fallacy. Quite a rush of daunting ideas thou hast thrown into my direction. I shall henceforth continue to slumber then. No, we have just entered hostile environment. We must rouse ourselves from sleep and ready ourselves for what danger there may be. Outis? All hands to the fence station! Outis suddenly leaps to her feet and began barking orders at the sinners. Huh? What in the bloody... Oh, my heart dropped for a second there. Outis, this ship is currently steered by an automated navigation system. As its name suggests, it will automatically avoid any threats the Great Lake may pose. Should the threat prove to be unavoidable, it will sound an alarm. Do you really expect me to trust that incomprehensible contraption? Besides, this automated navigation system is nothing but some slapdash, last-minute installation by the boatwork fixers, who already has proven themselves to be, maybe not the most reliable in the craft of boat making. Let's be serious, we literally sunk the second we tried to drive away, right? Indeed, Faust was not the one installing the system. So no, its reliability is not absolute. Well said. It is well-known wisdom that the path of a sailor is fraught with danger unknown, which is to say that a human must handle it. Then shalt thou be the one to lead this vessel to victory? I must rise to this occasion, as the executive manager unfortunately lacks any memories pertaining to sailing. Luckily, I am quite experienced with leadership positions. Oh, Commander! I am no commander. I'm your captain! Executive Manager, allow me to briefly assume your authority so that I may lead this vessel as its temporary captain. Oh, she's been waiting for this very moment for a very long time. She continues before I even had a chance to reply. Attention! Sailing, that is to say, the act of traveling across the bodies of water. After an indeterminate amount of time. And that concludes the fundamental of sailing. Have you been taking your notes, man? No. Oh, marvelous. Quite a considerable amount of new knowledge I have acquired. This is akin to an adventure, is it not? What was one of mine humble 863 old dreams to sail the Great Lake as an adventurer, like a challenger of storms, a queller of rough waves. Such an exact number of aspiration that you have there. Outis, ma'am, I have a question. Yes, you are recognized. What's that complicated looking lever over there? It has been a riddle of my head as well. What might have been the function of that peculiar device? Or perchance it shall load and fire a volley of cannonballs at the press of the button? Ka-chow! I don't really think so. A lever of transformation varieties. It shall be a stolch day in which we are availed sign of this contraption in action. So that is the lever that allows us to transform. Outis? I've been seeing more and more of these as of late. These so-called bleeding engine technologies are hollow invention that have nothing to show for itself aside of pretty exterior. A blind pursuit of convenient breed increases risk. There's nothing but ruin at the end of road paved with over-reliance on these bleeding-edge technologies. Fervor fueled in the furnace, or bolts, or engine oil, the ship's blood and sweat. A combined force of commanding officers' decisive leadership and their subordinates' firm loyalty. Wait, blood what? That is how proper workshop of tradition and history are supposed to be run. Now that is how true comrades are born. I don't really know what she's talking about, but that was kind of cool. I can feel something rising from deep within my chest. Commander, I mean Captain, this bleeding edge technology is bleeding like a mule. Whatever shall we do? I, Outis, shall prove it to the world that I don't need this high-tech junk to sail. Now, Sea Woman Dawn, set the power level to maximum output. Wait, power level to maximum output? Aye, Captain! Seaman Sinclair, set the hammer to a neutral position and hit the switch. Set the hammer to neutral position. Set the hammer to neutral position and hit the switch? Let's go! The engine has fallen silent. The automatic navigation system has failed. It's an old model. Rerouting will be completed in approximated 5 hours? That's what you get for abandoning your bus driver. Wait. So we are just stuck here? Of course not. When Mephisto's engine may be inoperable, as it was melted with the automated navigation system, the ship itself can still move. We still have a manual activation backup power system on standby. We have? But still, that it takes 5 hours and that they interlink their automated system so firmly into the main engine itself? Didn't you say that the engine is quite complicated? They shouldn't have messed with this in the first place, right? What's this? The laws. 5.2. The engine came to a stuttering halt as Outis' seafaring lecture reaches its climax. But we still have so much to go. Okay, well then, let's just continue forward, right? Now, man, clear orders and solidarity are of paramount importance in times like these. Right leg on heave, left leg on ho, let's go. Heave, ho! Heave, ho! My god, heave ho! How is it fair that you get to stand there barking orders at us while we are... Wait, what? Pedaling our bums off? Huh? A most dimwit question. A captain must preserve her strength, or risk putting her subordinates in danger. That is precisely why I am refraining from partaking this collaborated effort myself. Aren't I supposed to be the executive manager? Shouldn't I be excluded of this? Right? Since when were you our commander? Well, she did say that she's the captain and not the commander. Those damn seagulls can just flock off already. How about we kidnap the seagulls and train them to pedal the generator? Oi, Faust! Smartass! I thought you were a genius. Make it so. That should be so easy peasy for your brilliant intelligence, no? I can make it happen indeed. Yet I do not, as it is inefficient. Rudimentary toilet training will be the first step in making them viable as a considerable source of labor. Sharon is bored. Sharon wants the vroom. I'm tagging out. You're the driver, so do your job. That should keep you occupied for a while. Oh ho, are you so sure about that? We're just not going to let that slide. That's how you get yourself a consolation, you know? Wait, let's think about this for a hot minute, okay? Let's think about the actual reason we're sweating, pedaling the crap out of the generator. Huh? To nitpick and seek someone out to take the fall for every little thing is a stinking thought. All that happened on the road to success is merely a part of the progress. Look, I'm not saying that we should play the blame game. I'm just wondering why we are pedaling so damn hard to begin with. It's not like there's something coming after us, right? We're heading towards one of the largest ports of U-Corp, and we know exactly where it is and how to get there. It's not like the port's gonna sail away, right? Why all this urgency? I mean, am I wrong? The Great Lake has been very tranquil so far. It's not like the monster's going to suddenly appear out of nowhere and attack us. Right? Gregor, did you just jinx us? Did you actually just jinx us? It appears that our constellation of field experience has evolved into a form of intuition. Fascinating, Gregor. What? Faust finds this development optimistic. We must exit this area within the next 10 minutes. We are falling somewhat behind the forecast of my prediction. Okay, that was ominous. Why precisely 10 minutes? The Law of the Great Lake. Oh, I knew it! It's that darn Law of the Great Lake again, huh? Your foreknowledge of the Law of the Great Lake is an unexpected development, Rodion. Quite difficult to believe that even with the constellation experience, your intuition would... Oh, sorry. I just wanted to look like I was in on it for once. Girls get tired for asking every time, you know? The Great Lake of U-Corp has laws that must never be broken. And yes, the port can and will sail away, Gregor. It sails away? It's a bloody lake! What law could it possibly have? What, are the lake's copper going to spank the bad boy with a stick for breaking a class rule? There better be a law that let me sink, whiny brat. My ears are starting to bleed. Guys, knock it off. I could almost hear a well-timed sigh, followed by honest but brutally piercing words. It was like someone recorded her sigh and played it in my head. But Ishmael was nowhere to be seen on the deck. So, if there's anything you want from me from now on, state it clearly. Right, we haven't seen Ishmael even once for, I think, 2 or 3 cutscenes in total, maybe even more. She wasn't kidding. Ishmael remained in her room, not a peep to be seen, nor heard, despite the commotion. Not appearing once throughout all that happened since the incident. As much as I would like to provide you with an explanation, leaving the zone takes precedence. According to my calculation, our last conversation left us with 7 minutes. Oh! We are approximately 15 kilometers away from the edge of the zone as the crow flies. Each person must pedal to generate enough energy to travel at least 10 km per hour if we were to escape in time. Oh, wonderful. I love to see some proper teamwork for once. What? Here! Reconnoiter! Our destination is nigh! Gallop on! Where does that girl get the energy from? Ugh. What the hell? I think I'm done for! Let's go on without me! He's dying! That's the smoke! You shouldn't have smoked so much, Gregor! And leave you here? We're on a ship! Hop, 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 hop. Okay, at least Masol is keeping up his pace, that's good. Geographic breathing is conducted to maintain consistent speed in an exercise of this intensity. Especially more so when each sinner is responsible for about 10 km per hour of energy output. Any higher and would have required hypernia to maintain that speed. Okay. Do you ever get tired, girl? No, never. Oh, by the way, isn't it just reassuring to see Virgilus in the back, overviewing all of them with his red glaring eyes? Hopefully nobody of them is going to slack off around here, right? No, 3 minutes is remaining now. We don't even know what happens in 3 minutes. Why are we doing all of this? She said there's no time. Just step on it with your life, okay? Sharon wants to vroom vroom. This is squeak squeak. Squeak squeak? Oh, that's so fun. I didn't know how energizing work zones could be. Huh? How do you guys have so much energy left? This is not even a warm-up compared to the training my family forced me to do. Oh, you lot! Shut your gopper and pedal! 30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds? Quite a thrill this is. Now this. It's a true adventure! She's so happy about it. This is like charging an overwhelming colossal enemy, is it no? Hi! Save your words. Your breathing. Remain in the flow. Breathe in, out. Breathe in, out. Breathe in, out. Okay, he's gonna repeat that for a while. How much time? 10 seconds remaining. 4 seconds. 4? Why are you not doing this by multiplication of 5? Look alive, Dickman! Put your back into it! Toilman! Toil! Somehow, we managed to escape the zone before Faust counted down to 0. Some sinners immediately threw themselves to the deck of the ship, like limp puppets, while some looked like they'd just taken a quick rest at the park bench. That's the difference between the guys that are training for life and those that do that occasionally, right? So, we made it somehow, but I don't see any sign of those laws. Am I missing something from Faust? I swear it. If all this law of the Great Lake drivel was some hogwash you made up, then just to make this journey go just a tad faster, I'm going to seriously... What was that? The tranquil lake surface we just paddled through was gone, as though it was never even there. In its place was an immense something, an innumerable leg or tentacle, writhing, rising above the lake's surface. I couldn't even tell where the thing ended or where the lake began. Did it burst from the lake? Or has it always been the lake? Are we traveling unaware on its body this whole time? What? I couldn't even find the right words to describe this magnitude of that thing. Its appearance sent waves across the water, all the way to the zone we went in. The Mephistopheles shook violently as though it was about to capsize. It need not be said that the sinners on the decks were given an untimely shower of red water. Oh, that was close! We were almost pancaked! Well, no adventure is complete with a nary peril, of course. Envy! Now this is more like it. Of course you would enjoy that. We have no chance of weathering a single strike from one of its limbs. No, but it will leave us alone as long as we are here. That is the law of the Great Lake. Now we have time for my explanation. Though the law of the Great Lakes are numerous, I will relay only the pertinent informations for now. Lingering longer than a predetermined amount of time in a single lake will cause one to be struck by the waves of each lake. That was called a wave? That didn't look like any waves I've seen before. There are also laws governing the time and direction in which the ships are permitted to cross the border between the lakes. Wait up, so if we ever just come to a stop for a bit, that octopus tentacle-like thing will whack us? Precisely. Thus, it naturally follows that everything on the Great Lake is in a constant state of motion to position itself according to the law, which also explains why the port is also on the move. And the route towards the destination will also change accordingly. Can I get like a written list of these laws? My nanny used to stick a piece of paper with our family rules in my room. Not that I could follow them at all, but that's when I heard the door open. Whoever opened it did so with obvious irritation. The waves finally hit, huh? Wait, you knew about that? And now you come out? Ishmael? After such a long period of isolation, Ishmael staggered out of her room at last. You can't just scribble down the law of the Great Lake down on a notepad and call it a day. Each lake has vividly different sets of laws, even though the overarching law governing the Great Lakes are pretty straightforward. More importantly, you should know that unauthorized records of this law is one of UCorp's better known taboos. Then my body will remember it. Tattooing them on your body, if that is what you were referring to, is also prohibited. Taboo hunters of UCorp have been seen in pursuit of individuals who have attempted precisely that. It is best that we do not produce any written records of their laws. What have you been doing all this time, Ishmael? Wetting my harpoon. Your harpoon? Why? Because I need it to be sharper. Because I will give her the kind of pain that makes her wish she was dead. She will feel it, even from the smallest cuts. Then why don't you spare us from your misery and crawl back into your hole? I'm afraid that if I did, I would later emerge to a deck littered with your melted, unrecognizable flesh. And I'm not raring to see a sight like that again. Besides, watching you landmen waste time tinkering with a ship you don't even understand, wasting precious time, has been unbearable. Even though it's been a long time since the incident at the boatwork, a biting yet anxious lecture have not dulled at all. I was afraid that you might stir up trouble amongst the sinners again. What? Okay, fine. But she was out here with the rest of us, and I wanted to believe that was more than enough. I decided to not question her further. I had a feeling this would happen. Ishmael walked up to the helm. What are you doing? We were smooth sailing at the moment. A northbound breeze is pushing us along. I guess it could look that way for some people. Simple, one-dimensional, predictable ground ponderers like you. You little... How dare you insult my... Outis, let's hear her out. You got lucky, Swabby. Okay, Ishmael, tell us. How are we not smooth sailing? We've got the wind at our back. That's no wind. We're getting dragged. Dragged? By what? Those ships. Ships? Why did you cut it here? Why did you cut it here? Okay, which ship? Those ships? Resonant Tuning 4? 5-3. Our bus boat with that engine was still sailing, with every sinner's heart and bodies. Well, not exactly every sinner, but most sinners' heart and bodies working as one. Oh, and we learned a very valuable lesson about surviving in the Great Lake. That breaking its law can have catastrophic results, and that when we noticed that our bus boat was getting dragged by something, of course, that it could cause some issues, maybe? Could be. Okay, let's see what it's all about. Let me just... Ah, shoot. Okay, we don't really have a lot of time left, but we will see. I'm totally going to fit that one in, though. Just like Ishmael said, two massive vessels were approaching us, not too far from where we were. We are not exactly on a collision course with them, though, right? Ishmael didn't entertain me with an answer. Instead, she took the helm and threw it vitally in one direction. Whoa! What are you doing? The skill! Splashy's drift? On the sea? Huh? I didn't know ships could drive like a boss. Sharon is impressed, redhead. Not bad. You have competition, Sharon. Hold on. That's weird. She turned the helm all the way. Why are we still heading towards those two ships? It's like we're stuck on rails. So Ishmael turned the Mephisto's helm around to the opposite direction of the two ships. We were getting dragged even faster by them. Why? There was nothing we could do about it. Ishi, Don't tell me you hit the reverse gear! I turned the engine off. What? Whoa. Are those ships melting into one another? Bloody loon! That's what you were got to say? We're about to get squashed like bugs! You swabby! What happened to all that bravura from earlier? Shut up! Huh? I'm going to use the momentum of the pull when it's the strongest to get us out of there. And... we're going to crash! Now! Immediately before the crash, Ishmael finally revved the gear and adjusted several levers in series of decisive motions before speeding us between and past the two vessels. We still got hit though! The back of our ship! The ship's stern was crushed, but it was better than getting completely sandwiched between those two ships. The Mephisto's engine can reconstruct damage of this severity within the next few days, so that's fine. Wait, this is more than just damage. It's like they deleted a part of our ship. Gone as though it has never been a part of the ship's blueprint. I took another look at where the stern used to be. It was as the sinner said. The stern wasn't crushed. It was effectively deleted as though it had never been there. It left a bizarre looking cross-section behind. It's UCOP Singularity, the Resonance Tuning Fork. Ships operated in the Great Lake can merge and separate when needed, as though they've always been a single vessel, or as though they've never been a part of the same ship. Resonance tuning forks used by the vessels of that size are strong enough to pull in smaller boats without tuning forks like ours, or even one with tuning forks with mismatching wavelengths. Alright, apologies for taking the helm without your orders, manager. No don't, you just saved all of our lives. I wasn't trying to, but thank you for understanding anyways. You weren't trying to save our lives? Did you just try to save yourself? Oh, and please accept my apologies for giving unsophisticated advices. A certain somebody won't stop flapping her gums at me, so I kind of had to. It's not like I can plug my ears in the middle of a voyage, right? Wow. Wow! Did you just bat-mouth my Outis? Ishmael, come on, get along again! I've heard my share of blunt foul-mouthed talk during the war. She's not the first to do so. Doesn't matter, as long as she can live up to her words. We will need to get in the way, I suppose. I'm sorry, Executive Manager. I must take a short break. No! Be not so crestfallen, Commander. I mean, Captain. Everyone makes mistakes. It's not like you're used to be a captain, right? Silence. Executive Manager is our commanding officers, and has always been. Downcasted and shoulders slumped, Outis made her way into the ship's cabin, formerly the bus cabin. Our destination is near. Welcome to one of the 5 great ports of UCORP, the Malian port. Faust's voice was dry and emotionless, as though what had just happened didn't affect her one bit. Whoa, that's so big. That has to be one of the biggest ships I've ever seen. Honglu was right. We were approaching a massive ship, so large that it could almost be mistaken for an island. Whichever was the case, it was clear that the port was a mega structure built from countless metal ship containers. Mist phase and what was unseen before unveils itself. I scarcely did expect the port to shroud a structure such as this. Ship? I don't know. Can we really call this a ship at this point? Huh. Can't help but agree there. Ishmael, does that count as a ship in the Great Lake? Your landman's common sense is useless at the Great Lake. Ships that use resonance tuning forks like those are as common as crimes are in the back streets. Or I guess, as common as whales are in the Great Lake. Once again with the whales, huh? Okay. No, serious? Oh, wait, it closed off the wound as well? So it removes a part of our bus and closes it off right away as well. That would also explain why our bus wasn't sinking after literally half of the back was ripped apart. That's a good thing. That's a good feature of the tuning fork, I have to say. But my god. They can't write out the law. There are multiple different laws. And now we are already in the next part of the sea. We were here. Then we were in this section. Is every different color a different part of the sea? Okay, this is going to be complicated. Really complicated. But I would say this is a perfect moment to make a little cut. After all, I don't really have that much time to record today, seeing how this is literally on a Thursday evening. And I still need to edit a part for Friday. So I hope you guys had fun with today's part, even though we didn't really had any fights today. This was all talk, exploration, and a little bit of fun. With a bit of frustration because of the railway. But that's fine. That's fine. In the next part, it seems like we're getting kidnapped? Kidnappers? Hopefully not. We need to be very careful. I cannot let any of them kidnap my Sinclair or my Sharon around here. Seriously. Or even Don. Not even sure how old Don is. But still, kidnappers, screw that. But more to that in the next part. I hope you guys had fun. And see you on Monday. Until then, bye bye!